To understand punch and roll, you're going to want to see the software that I use, and you're going to see that here now. There it is. This is a software called Pro Tools. Now, what I've done is make the cursor arrow ridiculously large in red. I hope you can see that. Here, where I'm circling, this little window within the Pro Tools window is called the transport. And for those of you of my age or older, and some who are younger, you'll understand these controls are very much like controls you used to find on a cassette player. So you've got record, play, stop, forward to the end, fast forward, blah, blah, blah. Now, within this window, there's a little green label here. I think you can probably read that. It says pre-roll, and next to it is a number 3. So I've set pre-roll to 3 seconds. That's my pre-roll. You'll understand what that means in a minute. So let me just record a piece of audio, and then I'm going to make a mistake on purpose and show you why and what I'm going to do about it. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of silliness. It was oh, hang on. It was not the age of silliness. It was the age of foolishness. I've made a mistake. I've got to stop. So, stop that recording. It carried on recording. See, that was me chatting to you there. Now I've got to find... I don't want to go back to the beginning and record everything. This might be in the middle of a session. I might have like an hour and a half of material. I don't want to re-record everything because I made one mistake. So I'm going to find where I went wrong. And just from experience, I've started to understand where to look. So this, because I started chatting to you here, you can see the waveform is much smaller. That's me just chatting like this. This was me being all performative. So if I just press here, click there, that's the selection arrow. And I'm going to press play. It's going to pre-roll 3 seconds and play me the 3 seconds before that arrow. It was the age of silliness. There it is. It was the age of silliness. Now, I know that's my mistake, so I want to get rid of that. So the idea is that I'm going to start recording just after the last audio portion that I made, the last time I spoke. That should segue nicely in. Now, the reason we do this is if I can hear what I've just said, it helps me find the rhythms, the tone of voice, the volume, all of those things, all those parameters to keep it consistent as we go along. So I've put the selection tool just here. Now this time, when I come up to the transport, I'll press record enable. There we go. Then when I press play, it's going to pre-roll 3 seconds and play me that 3 seconds. And then at this arrow here, it'll click into recording again and I can just continue. So I find my place on the page and I said it was the age of silliness. So it was the age of foolishness. It's going to play me, it was the age of wisdom. So let's just see if that works. Well, I know it will, but for you, let's see if it works. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of... Oh, no, and I actually did go wrong then. My voice got a bit sort of hoarse. It was epoch, and I don't want to re-record that. I liked what I did then. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to put my selection arrow here. Now, for you, just so you can hear it, I'm going to check what happened. It's going to pre-roll 3 seconds. It was the age of foolishness. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of... Oh, no, and I actually did... There we go. It was the epoch, and it actually went wrong. So now I'm going to do this again. I've left the selection arrow here. That's where we'll start recording. So record enable. When I press play, it will go back 3 seconds, play the audio I've just recorded, and then I'll continue. So it should play to me, it was the age of foolishness. And then I continue with, it was the epoch of belief. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of ice cream. It was not the season of ice cream. It should be, it was the season of darkness. So just for one more go, let's just put the arrow here. I've got a feeling that might be it. Let's just play that. It was the season of light. It was the season of ice cream. Yep, so this bit here was I said it was the season of ice cream. It's not. So I've put that arrow here just after the last line that I know was correct. Press record enable. Press record. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on its being received for good or for evil, in the superlative degree of comparison only. I'm going to stop there. That is Punch and Roll.